Chapter 11 is the most sophisticated type of bankruptcy. It involves a reorganization of either a business or an individual's financial situation. What happens is that say it's a small business. The small business files a plan of reorganization, and then that plan provides for some payments to creditors. Different types of creditors get paid different amounts. For instance, tax debts usually have to be paid in full. There are certain types of old tax debts that can be discharged in bankruptcy. A lot of people think that's not the case, but they can be discharged under certain circumstances. Chapter 11, at its best, and as described by one of the judges that I deal with all the time, said the best Chapter 11 cases result in very little court time because the parties reach an agreement outside the courtroom and then take that into the courtroom to have the court bless it and enter an order. Chapter 11 involves a process of negotiation. It's multi-party negotiation. It's very interesting for the lawyer, and it's a very, very powerful tool. When a company or an individual files Chapter 11, a wall comes down that protects them from their creditors. And that's what's referred to as the breathing room of bankruptcy. All litigation is stopped temporarily, but with enough time to allow for that breathing room process. Okay, so that's also true in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. As soon as the papers are filed with the court, a wall comes down and protects the debtor from their creditors. Those collection calls, the lawsuits have to stop. And that sense of relief is palpable for a lot of clients. I have had a number of, deciding to file a bankruptcy is usually the most difficult part of it. Recognizing that there is no other solution. Now, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we try to find alternatives to bankruptcies. I can tell you that for most individuals and businesses, the debt repayment services that you hear advertised don't work. Many of those people, and I certainly don't know all of them, have questionable ethics, and many of them actually get paid by the creditors. We used to see more than we do now, but we see a number of people who say, I went through a debt repayment process through some company that advertises on the radio. They told me that I could stop making all my payments, and I would make a payment to them, and then they would take care of everything. Those things usually don't work and leave people a lot of times with no alternative to filing a bankruptcy.